All right, so last video of the day, $99 credit sweep sale. Now, the average credit sweep costs $1,500. We sell it for $99 because we believe that we should help people. And then not just that, there's other things, other steps that you can take to increase your score and also get your goal faster, also complete your goal faster. Now, there's two different types of sweeps. This is where people get confused. There's the illegal one, and then there's the legal one. We do legal sweeps. Most people get a legal sweep, and I'll tell you what happens. Everything gets wiped off, and guess what? Then, as the weeks go by, items start to reappear. They come, and people are like, "Wow, man! I paid $1,500, and this stuff is coming back." And a lady told me one time she paid, I think, $1,700, $1,800, and she said in 2-3 months, she said everything was back. She said she couldn't believe it. She said she called the guy up, and he said, "Hey, I did my job, man. Hey, things happen. That's not the way you do business." That's what I tell people. It sounds good, but what's going to happen when the fallout comes? Then I have another customer. Well, she's in jail right now. She got a sweep, and it took off a repo. Now here's where it gets difficult. So come to find out, she said, "Lorenzo, I got a knock on the door one day, and the FBI is at the door. Talk about I'm going to jail." And she had the agent call me, and I said, well, she didn't get her sweep done through me. And she said, no. She said the other guy, and I said now I'm doing her sweep. So I gave her my license, business license, my LLC. They wanted to see proof of who I was, and they said, well, when she gets out of jail, she can come see you. And I'm a good guy, what I'm saying? I try to help everybody out, and so I spoke to the detective from in her area. And he said it's sad that people want to get things fast, and sometimes when you get things fast, you get mixed up with the wrong type of people. So this is what happens. Then, oh no, I got another customer. She had a I'm trying to think what it was. Yeah, it was the same situation, almost the same situation. Got to be people removed, right? And something about the car. No. Forgive me. She got a CPN and a sweep, and they didn't care too much about the sweep, but they was more concerned about the CPN because she got the car under a CPN. They just let it go. I want to bring this up because this is very important. She got the car with a CPN. Then she didn't. One thing about a CPN is if you get something under a CPN, you have to go through with it. That means if you get a car with a CPN and you say, okay, well, I'm not paying for this car, that's illegal. Then what happens is your CPN becomes illegal. It's just like anything else you purchase. You get an apartment and you say, okay, well, I'm being evicted. Oh, forget it. I'm not paying for it. It becomes illegal because that CPN number, then what happens is it's untraceable. You just walk away from it. And so a lot of times when you try to get things fast and you're in a rush, some things won't work. My thing is do everything by the book. Do everything by the book, so then you don't have no problems. Now back to the sweep. So when you get these illegal sweeps, items come back and it's $1,500 wasted. The reason why they come back because there's a form that you have to use to block them from reappearing on your credit. That's what we use. When we remove something, it does not reappear because we have to put that form through. And if it does, we guarantee they will remove it again. So, yeah, thank you. And so, it's like I said, anything that sounds too good to be true is basically, it's not going to work for you. My cookbook is supposed to drop by the end of the month. One of my customers, you know what? I got so much stuff on my plate. Right, I've been writing a cookbook, and it'll be out by the end of the month. I'm waiting for the publisher just to actually speed things along. I'm basically into everything. I like getting information out there. There's, and in my new cookbook, right, there's a lot of stuffed food, like stuffed salmon, stuffed chicken, stuffed pork chops, stuffed cabbage. Oh man, it make me hungry now. So back to the sweep. So we do legal sweeps. We file the forms. We file that. Now we have software that connects to Experian. That actually pushes through legal sweep. Some items take longer. Some items take longer than others. And then what happens is our lawyer will file a demand letter. Once the item comes back and say, okay, well, they won't remove it. Okay, then the next step, our lawyers go ahead and file a demand letter. But eventually, all items are removed. All items are taken off. Sometimes things take longer than others. But at least you're comfortable. At least you know, okay, I don't worry about the FBI knocking on my door, the cops knocking on my door, me going to jail, because you're doing things the right way. Now, somebody told me I should charge more for the sweep. If I'm helping somebody, then that's real help. When the price is so low that you're actually helping the individual. This is what I do. My business is not just, okay, I'm going to take your fee. And this, it's more help than anything. We give a master list, advice, tons of different programs that we're also connected to a woman that does down payments. It's a federal grant. If you're trying to buy a house, at the end of your package or your term, this woman is connected with you so you can get a down payment for your house. So I think that is actually wonderful, because most companies won't offer that. Most companies won't give you the list to go ahead and increase your credit score to 200 points, or a federal grant, right, to assist you in getting your home. So we do a lot more for a lot less. Now, a lot of people don't know this, but when you get a letter in the mail, and usually it's a collection letter, it's an old account, you know, any account over 7 years, you do not have to pay. Number one, because of the statute of limitations. The creditors will ask, listen, the creditors will call you. They'll say, hey, listen, you owe us this money. Oh yeah, you owe, but by law, you do not have to pay it. Because under the statute of limitations, it removes you from that debt. Now, if it's under 7 years, let's say it's under 7 years and you're like, I got to get rid of this. I got to, and you have to pay it. I mean, it's a bill that you can't escape. Then what you can do, you can ask for a settlement. Start at 70%. They're going to go down to 50%. Say, okay, take it. Because actually you're going for 50% anyway. You just want to start high. They'll go low, and you accept the 50%. So it's a lot of different things that you can do. Now, also, let's say you get a letter and your wage is about to be garnished. Now that's stressful. I mean, now they start to mess with your money. You don't want that. So there's a letter called a cease and desist letter. Once you draw that up, you go right on Google, type it in, you get a copy of that, fill it out correctly, send it into your employer, right? Or whoever, excuse me, not your employer, but whoever's trying to get your money, might take your money. And what that does is demand them to contact you and make a suitable payment plan. Don't wait. As soon as it happens, get away. Because you don't want to wait. Yeah, you don't want to wait. I'm trying to tell you. I had a lady. She kept on calling me. And she said, well, how much you charge to do a cease and desist letter? I said, $250. And she said she spoke to an attorney, and she said the attorney said it's guaranteed, but he wanted too much. I think he wanted like $2,000 to do it. So she said, I'm ready. I said, okay. I said, as soon as you make the payment, I said, I can draw it up and fax it right in. So, she said, well, how come you just don't mail it? I said, no, you don't want to waste your time. So she said, okay, well, I don't have the $250 now. So I'm going back with this woman back and forth. And she says she owes $10,000. Now, this one letter will stop the whole thing. She says, I'm not going to pay the $250. I'm going to take my chances. And I explained to the lady, I said, listen, if you don't pay this $250, they're going to take you. I said, they're going to go after your house. I said, they're going to go after your check. So she said, well, what I'm going to do, I'm going to contact my employer. And, so this $10,000 was actually a larger debt that she owed. And I explained to her, I said, they're giving you a break. I said, if you don't take care of this, these people are going to take your house. So let me tell you something. To make a long story short, she calls me up screaming on the phone. So she hands the phone to the sheriff's department. The sheriff says, well, we're here to repossess her home. I mean, these guys, listen, I went around there. They're boarding up the house and dragging some bags out. I said, what in the world is going on? And I told her, I told you to file the letter. I said, all you had to do is pay the $250. Same day she goes to cash. She goes to the bank to get her check, right? Because she gets direct deposit. The bank says, no money. They hit her hard in the same day, And this is what the IRS does. When they come after you, they come after you hard. If you don't file the correct documentation, and I truly felt sorry for this woman. And I told her, I said, I tried to tell you. I said, I've been dealing with these people for years. So whenever you get something from the IRS or somebody is trying to somebody that's trying to garnish your wages, act immediately. Don't wait. I mean, that very second when you open that letter and you see garnishing your wages, you want to act at that moment because they're not going to wait for you. Plain and simple, they're not going to wait for you. So, and that's for that's something I want to get out and let people know because a lot of people don't know that if you have that document, it's called a cease and desist letter. Lawyers, some attorneys do charge $250, some charge higher. I would recommend that you get it from a lawyer if the situation is really bad. If it's through the IRS, I would suggest people to go to a lawyer and get one because then once the lawyer puts his stamp on there, it's right. It carries a lot more weight. So because it can turn real ugly, if you don't act right away. Let me see here. Okay, so we have a sale for $99. Now the $99 includes the free master list. It includes 4 credit sweeps, and it also includes a list for trade lines. I don't recommend trade lines, but people do want them, people do use them. There's good things about trade lines and there's bad things about trade lines, but it's good and bad with everything, So, I recommend people do a secure card over a trade line because what's that going to do? That's going to increase your points and it's going to keep on giving you points. With a trade line, it basically gives you those points, and then once it's done, I would say after the 60-day mark, it stops reporting. You want something that's going to report always, like a secure card is going to report for years and years and years. So that's actually is given more. Also, let's see what we got here. Okay, so if you try to get a house, there's a program. We actually have a woman that helps you with a federal grant. I think it's up to $50,000. Is based on your it's actually based on your income, your credit score. Listen, your credit score doesn't have to be great, but it has to be decent, Okay. Oh, okay. Anybody have any questions? If anybody has any questions, feel free to write me. I'll be more than happy to answer your question. Also, I want to mention again. I mentioned all my videos. If you need assistance with your mortgage, back payments of your mortgage, back rent, utility bills. There's in each state, every state has received a stimulus. Now, let me explain something first. There's an individual stimulus and there's a state stimulus. A state stimulus is for rent, back bills, stuff like that. An individual stimulus is the stimulus that we're all waiting for. So I don't want to get people confused, So also we do student loan removal. Some student loans cost more than others. Sometimes it's based on the school, based on the interest. Also, we do hard inquiry removal. I think that's like let me see here. It's $130, and let's see what else here. But what happens is if you get the $99 package, we throw all that in, with the $99 package. You can go to my website, which is www.kirby'screditkingdom.yolasite.com. Okay, for the information for the back rent and stuff like that, you can text me at 610-470-8992. Now, if your state isn't on our list, what happens is I can call a number and I can get the actual number for you to go ahead and get the funds you need. Don't wait, because I think the deadline is December 15th. They say it's 9 million people behind in mortgage and rent. That's a lot of people. Let's see here. Okay, so if you're interested in getting your credit repaired, it's $99 for the whole weekend. And let me see here. Also we still have the IPO available. You can text me at 610-470-8992. It's $2 a share. I can text you the information. Please just read over it first before you enter any agreement. I currently hold 6,000 shares. I like put my money into something before I tell somebody else about it. Plus I like to do research to see exactly. Now, this company is investing in a lot of different things. New technology, cell phone technology, their own platform like Facebook. It's going to be a private platform, so it's a lot of different things, plus sports. So there's a lot of different things that they're making it more attractive for the investor. Back to credit. Most people go to the store and they use their debit card. And what happens? They charge you a fee. Every transaction, there's a fee. But why get charged a fee when you can be getting charged a fee plus increasing your credit score? If you use credit while you're in the store using your debit card, you are adding points to your credit score. This is what a lot of people don't know. And they're not going to tell you, because stores really don't like you to use credit, because then they get hit with a fee. You get hit with a fee, and it's costing them more. So when you have a debit card, they rather you use debit. But to benefit from it, hey, you might as well use credit. Why not? Now, the good thing about it is you don't have to stay under 30%. When you go in there and when you use your card as credit, you're getting points and you're getting what you want. So that's something else I want to run by you. Let me see here. Okay, so it's always good. It's always good to look on your credit report, because a lot of times they put double accounts. I recently was going through my credit report and I see 3 or 4 doubles, and I'm like, what in the world is going on? So I guess they slide them in. They try to be slick, So I called them up to get it disputed, and I said, "Hey, this is not. Listen, you put doubles on my reports. What's going on?" So I had to take them off, and I actually got points for that. I got points for their mistake. So it's always good to look to see if you got doubles. I noticed that. I also noticed that Equifax lately they haven't been updating credit reports because I noticed I've seen some old items on my Equifax file, but when I look at the report, the item isn't there. So always check your reports to make sure that that item, if it's there, and it's not on your report, then what you have to do, you have to call in and say, "Hey, well, this item is not supposed to be on my report." Um, I tell my clients, it's good to check your report every day. It's good to check your score every day because even though they report every 28 days, what they do sometimes, a lot of times, right? They'll update it every 3 days, every 4 days. So it's always good because I'm trying to think. I check my score and I can see it going up, and this is like every 3-4 days. So it's always good to check your score every day, So let me see here what else we got. Okay, so now if you go to a car lot, a lot of us go to car lots and we try to get a car and they constantly run our credit by a good 5 to 8 times, which is horrible because it's just giving us more hard inquiries. So the key is when you go to a car lot, tell them to try GM Financial first because GM Financial is the only insurance company that's going to go ahead and just go ahead and give you a shot. All these other companies are running and running and running. It doesn't make no sense to damage your credit like that. So that's very good information that I'm giving you because when you go get a car and they gotta run your credit so many times, what it's doing is lowering your score. They should be able to run it one time, and that's it. So I just wanted to get that out there to let people know. You're welcome. So, I did a video. Was that today? Yesterday. I think yesterday. About people getting a bad credit loan by the system. It's a great system. Soon, a lot of places are going to be giving loans because they know when they see what's going on in the world. But don't go out there, thinking, "Oh, I'm gonna get a loan from this bank." Most banks will deny you. Most banks will deny you, and some banks have high interest rates. But sometimes you're in a situation where you have to get that loan. You have no choice. Yeah. So that's just the way things are now. So let me see here. Always pay your credit cards on time. Try your best to pay it early. Listen, if you pay your cards early, right? Pay the minimum payment early, right? They have to cut the interest, so that's a help for you too as well. If even if you can't pay it early, pay it on time because your score is going to go up, and you don't want to see your score go down. No, you always want to see that green across that report. So yeah, so I know it's hard sometimes, but you gotta stay on top of things. You gotta stay on top. If you want to see your credit start going moving, you want your score to keep moving. Um, let's see here. So, um, a lot of people look for free stuff that can increase their credit score. One of them is Fingerhut. Fingerhut is a good retail um, card for mixed credit. Um, for mixed credit to increase your score, you know. And then you have you have a couple other ones like Giddy's, um, Seventh Avenue. These are these are more retail credit accounts. Um, Even people that with bad credit can still be approved. This is to increase your score to make you look more attractive. Um, there's also a couple other ones. If you type in, if you go to Google and you type in catalog credit, all these different companies will come up, and so this also helps you increase your score as well. So there's so many different things out there now that you can use and utilize to increase your score. You know, even if you don't want to spend a lot of money. Um, so that's some places do require you to spend some money, but the main thing is a, a secure card. A secure card is really going to push you over the edge. It's going to give you from 42 to 100 points, and if you do a double plan, you can more credit. Yes. Okay. So, um, um, yeah. So it's some of them will like a secure card basically is between 42 to 100 points, but if you want to do the double plan, right, it's going to give you from 84 to 200 points. So a secure card is great to start off with because in 7 to 10 days, and 7 to 14 days, you will see points from that secure card. And um, one secure card, there's one secure card that won't leave a hard inquiry. You don't want to add too many hard inquiries. That's the key. The key, I mean, listen, right? You might have to add a couple, but you don't want to add too many. On the master list, there's a secure card that you won't get that was the one hard inquiry, right, for a secure card. So, and that's Open Sky. Open Sky is like the best company to go get a secure card with, and they give you the maximum points. So that's pretty good. As far as mixed credit, like I said, Fingerhut, like a lot of the credit card, credit catalog companies like Giddy's, it's Giddy's, Seventh Avenue, some other ones, but yeah. So you got a variety of different ones that you can actually increase your score. And see, that's the wonderful thing. Even if you use Hulu and Netflix, right? It's more points plus your cell phone. Your cell phone will give you 11 to 46 points a month. I think that's great. So all this stuff that we spoke about is on the master list. The master list is free. If you don't have the master list yet, text me 610-470-8992. I'll be more than happy to send it to you. And even if you have a friend, is trying to increase their score. You can pass the list on, or what happens is your friend can text me at 610-470-8992, and the list is free. Hold on a second. Yeah, so I gotta go. I think this is the last video for tonight. Like I said, any questions, text me 610-470-8992. I work till 2 a.m. in the morning. And thank you and have a great night.